to switch them. Sometimes you can't fight it forever.
Right. We had Jack Swagger beat Santino Marella. This was a complete squash. Swagger hit the what's the move? The gut wrench powerbomb.
Gut wrench powerbomb. Yeah.
Right. Hit that, and that was over in less than a minute. It was just a total squash. So Swagger qualifies for a Money in the Bank. Santino, I don't know. We haven't got to see much of Santino. Santino's just a comedy act, but.
Yeah, aren't they doing like a TV show based around him now?
They taped something. Something was up on WZROnline.com. I don't think it's debuted yet. By the way, Jesus, man, they had WrestleLicious, which debuted last night on...
I keep hearing that phrase everywhere, that brand name. What the hell is it? Is it a bunch of girls?
Oh, my God, dude. I posted the full episode for episode number 1, the debut last
what is
night.
It?
Not today. It's... I don't know. It's a mix of it's like a reality. They had one main event, and it was like a 3-on-3. I skipped through it, but they opened it up, and it was a bunch of divas. They had the main guy who won the lottery. He's got this gimmick on there, and they had a bunch of divas or something rapping, and then they take you backstage, and they just follow you around, and it was just a mix of.
What's the concept? You're doing a terrible job explaining.
I'm trying to compare it to some sort of TV show. Somebody in the chat will help me compare. If you watch,
what's the general idea of it? Is it supposed to be like a comedy wrestling show or a reality wrestling show?
It's got a mix of comedy. It's like a.
It's all female,
we're in
right?
a kitchen. It appears so. They had a main event of 3-on-3, so 3-on-3 divas. They were in a kitchen to open up.
Is there any names?
It was like a concept of like Friends, where they're all in the kitchen and they're all around the table, and you had a bunch of stuff. That's how it opened up, and then it transitioned into like a video package where they had a bunch of divas that were rapping, and then I skipped through, and the matches, you could tell that there was only about 50 people in the entire building during the main event, but they had it set up to look like a huge, massive arena. I mean, the production, it was just horrible, dude.
Somebody in the chat, Future Era, said it's a half wrestling, half game show. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Game show?
Game shows, and it's like a mix of Friends, a game show, and wrestling, a main event which features one wrestling match. It was just fucking horrible.
Yeah,
it was horrible, dude. I mean, I didn't make it through. I made it through about the first 3 minutes until they got into that rap thing, and then I fast-forwarded to the main event, which is probably why I'm not doing it.
Is it on TV somewhere? Why is everybody talking about this?
It's on Nav TV.
A what?
Nav TV.
I don't even know what that is. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I get that. I saw it online today, but Jesus, dude, that was fucking horrible. I mean, that show was terrible, dude. Terrible.
Yeah, I heard something about the rapping, and I don't know. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
so.
It was just bad. We have it up on the website. We put the video inside a post. If you can pain your way through that, then good fucking luck, because that was a disaster. We had John Cena back to Monday Night Raw. We had John Cena came out and talked about what happened between him and Batista at the Elimination Chamber. He said it was just business. He says the next night on Raw, it became personal. Cena says that he's basically never had a problem with Batista, and now he vows payback at a WrestleMania. And this is where Batista came out, had a bunch of security. Cena made some jokes about, this is what you've turned into, now you come out here and you've got a bunch of security guards, and Batista said the security's not for me, it's for you.
Yeah. And, the whole basis of the thing seemed to be that Batista is jealous that Cena is the face of WWE, and Cena fired back saying, well, he worked and gave his life for it, and Batista just wants it to be handed to him. And I mean, it was just really well done. I thought it was great because Batista is terrible on the mic. He's not a great wrestler. I was putting it together last night. I'm like, he can't talk. I haven't seen too many of his matches because he's on SmackDown, but from what I hear, it takes a really good opponent and a really good situation for him to have a good wrestling match. So it's like he's literally just a guy that looks good, and that's why he's being pushed so hard. And he's getting old, too, right? He's not like a young guy or anything.
Oh, I think he's 40, man. I
remember we had that debate way back in the day about how old. I was way wrong because I thought he was like in his 20s, and you were like, no, dude, he's 40 at least.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
shit.
I think he just recently turned 40. But I do, as we noted at the top of the show, I do like that new look. Whoever's idea it was to put that on him, it just gives him that more badass feel. You know what I mean?
Well, that's like I was saying. His whole thing is his look. He's not a great wrestler. He can't talk for shit. So that's all he is his look. They might as well work on that as much as they can. You know?
Right. I mean, this is one of Batista's best promos possibly ever, man. I mean,
I agree.
horrible. You just said it. He's horrible on the mic, and his in-ring's not all that, you know.
I mean, he's strong as an ox. I mean, so he's good in that respect in the ring, but he's not very quick, and he's not, you know, can't mat wrestle or anything like that. I don't know.
Well, he's got that look that they love. You know what I mean? That huge.
He looks like a superhero, cartoon person come to life.
Right.
Yeah, he's Vince's perfect prototype of a star. But yeah, that was a great segment, man.
Yeah, we had, then we transitioned into MVP, defeated Zack Ryder to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania. This was another squash, man. Both the Money in the Bank ladder matches were just complete squashes. Zack Ryder.
Oh, it was a name versus a basic jobber almost in both cases, Santino and Zack Ryder. Didn't they say Zack Ryder's officially on Raw now, too?
He is. Him and Rosa Mendez from ECW. But they were... I mean, they were pushed over on ECW, and I know ECW didn't mean much when it was around, you know what I mean? But they had a gimmick on him and Rosa that they were pushing on a weekly basis on ECW, and they just kind of, I don't know, they brought him out on Raw and squashed him. So I guess that's
they hit the reset button because they're on a new show.
Right. So we have MVP. He qualifies for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Then we had a pillow fight. It was Eve Torres. That one took me by surprise. I guess, you know, it wasn't for anything. It wasn't.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. So.
Yeah, we had a report out today that Gail Kim was injured. She had to be held to the back. You could clearly see that during that match. Something was off with Gail.
Seen Kelly's legs in that match too? Good God, man.
Kelly, my man, is she's top diva, man. Maria used to be number one for me, but I guess
me too.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And now it's between probably Kelly, and Maurice for me now. It's somewhere, you know, it's a hard pick.
This was like our, we had Jerry Springer 3 weeks ago, right? And then we had a bull riding contest the week before.
So this was like the not as bad version of a goofy segment to do with the hosts and stuff. It was as good as you can get.
You always get that. You always get that one segment on every show where it's things like the Jerry Springer, the bull riding, or the pillow fight. You know what I mean? It's just that.
Yeah,
one
Price
segment
is Right, and all that crap.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to do pillow fights when Russo was booking all the time, or mud wrestling, or pudding wrestling, whatever the hell. But and I see everybody in the chat asking how the hell somebody can get injured in a pillow fight. I think it's because they were all wearing socks and it's slippery and stuff. It just looked like they were sliding and slipping all over the place. I was waiting for someone's leg to break or some shit.
You ever drink Bush beer?
Bush, if I'm really broke. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody brought this over last.
So you're
night.
drinking?
No, there was 4 of them in the refrigerator, and I was drinking water. I had a thing of water here, and I went and got this Bush. And
why am I the show alcoholic? I barely ever drink alcohol. I don't understand how I got that label.
We're not getting drunk. We've only got 4 of them in the refrigerator. But I'll tell you what, dude. I don't even know if I can make it through this. I mean, this is like that. What was the other one? Milwaukee's Best.
Milwaukee's Best. They call it the Beast.
Yeah, the Beast. Jesus.
It's piss water, man. Those are the 2 cheapest crappy beers you can get.
Is it? So Bush is a real crappy beer, huh?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I drink Coors Light. Coors Light or Bud Light, you know what I mean? It's got to be a light beer for me. Labatt. I'll drink Labatt, too, but I don't know. Whatever, Bush. Yuck.
And that's Ryan's beer preferences for Tuesday.
They announced Mad Dog Vachon for the WWE Hall of Fame this year. That was interesting. They can't do the Stu Hart announcement yet, just because you've got the Brett thing. I think that's going to eventually.
Who's the big draw this year on the Hall of Fame? Like, have they already announced the big name? Because I don't remember any yet.
It'd be Ted DiBiase.
God, that's the big draw?
Well, it would be Ted DiBiase and Stu Hart. They wanted Ultimate Warrior.
Stu Hart's dead, I'm saying. Who's the big draw?
Yeah, they wanted Ultimate Warrior.
That would have been one.
Well, he agreed to it, and then last week came out and said, no, not going to do it. So
why don't they get Macho Man in there? I know they don't like him, but they got to get him eventually. They're going to run out of people.
I don't think that matters to the Hall of Fame, though. You know what I mean? I mean, they were going to bring back Ultimate Warrior, So why wouldn't they bring back Randy Savage? You know what I mean?
I don't know. The thing now is you got to be careful with that because they'll be on the Hall of Fame one week and then on TNA the next, especially Savage. You know?
That's true. Yeah, you're right. We had a segment. Vince McMahon introduced Bret Hart, and Bret came out, had his crutch with him, limping on one
Almost
leg.
Fell coming down the ramp, by the way.
I know.
The poor bastard has slipped or fallen or done something uncoordinated every single time he's appeared since coming back. It's just getting pitiful to watch now, man.
I'm gonna let you run this down because I know you got some comments on this, and I just don't. All the other segments came across fine on the show, like that opening segment. Triple H and Shawn was tremendous.
Awesome,
tremendous. And Vince versus Bret was that one segment. It wasn't bad because they set up.
I mean, Vince was Vince, so that was good. But Bret is bringing nothing to the table other than his name and